Hello, God, I look like a hobo. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk EV in the new year of 2024. Let's call it the year of Hank. Let's hope it's going to be a great year for everyone, and I hope it was a good year for 2023 for everyone out there. Happy New Year! It's the January 1st. I have two dogs here because people here are still shooting the stupid fireworks and they're scared of that, so they're with me so they feel a bit safe. Do I have to lie down? No. I hope you're all doing well. We're gonna go through a bit of news that I found, and then we're gonna do a bit of story time. How was the Id.7 delivery? What happened still since then? It has been 16 days, 17 days. It was Friday, it was 14. What is today? That is Monday. 18 days even. And maybe you have questions about Hank and stuff. Yes, so let's start with the news. Happy 2024. Hey, Photostorm. First, this is weird news. 900 volt limousine should be presented by NIO on December 23rd, and I haven't found any news on my outlets what then happened. If it should be 150 kilowatt hour battery and on the Id.7, and it should be 900 volt technology. I like that. Then, first charger of the Deutschlandnetz. If you don't know what that is, so Germany a few years ago decided we're gonna get electromobility to the front. We're gonna have, but our charging infrastructure is not very good. We want a whole plan for it, and so they decided to do the Deutschlandnetz, which is translated Germany net. And the plan was to have every 20-30 kilometers on highway and on important routes at least, I think, 4 charging spots with 200 kilowatt at least. And the price was also limited. I don't know if it's still the same way that it was back then. What has been a while. And Fastnet opened the first charger. They got a lot of points where they can put their chargers. That's awesome. And they opened the first one, and that's just awesome. Here you can see all the different companies that are gonna do that, and how many locations they get. I mean, E.ON get 139. Evony, no idea who that is, gets 142 locations. That doesn't mean that, and then on those locations have to be many chargers. Well, how many did Fastnet get? 92. It's still a lot. Then NIO changed the pricing for the battery swap from March 2024 on at the end. I never knew what it was. So if you swap and that's weird. If the state of charge of the new battery that you swap at a 70 kilowatt hour battery is higher than the one that you put in, of course it is, then you have to pay 27.30 for the power. And you have 2 free charging swaps per month, and then afterwards a swap costs 37.30. Oh, no. No. Oh, it's 10 euros per swap. That's okay. 10 euros for a swap. And is there an abo? Yeah, there is an abo, 169 euros per month. And for the 100 pack, 289. How often can you do it then? 289 euros is a lot of charging though. Then what else we have? New EnBW chargers. I charged at them a lot. They have great parks. You can see them here. They have. I charged with Hank on the first drive home from Wolfsburg because they have 3-4 chargers. They have a roof. I love a roof. Chargers need to have a roof. Usually they have garbage cans. That's nice. And they have hyperchargers like this, 300 kilowatt. Where are the new 3 things? Gießen, Dortmund, Frankfurt, and where's the third? Is this? 10. Oh, that's the stuff. Hüttenberg. I have no idea where that is. But it's nice. Then the new Audi A6 e-tron was spotted. Do we have more pictures? We need to see that. It's the new limousine, and then how do you call that in the back? I have no idea. Whoop, commercial. I didn't press it. It wasn't me. There was YouTube themselves. And that's gonna be a stunning car. When you have seen the A6 test vehicle and the prototype that they showed, that looked amazing. That's cool. Then this is news that Id.7 could be a flop. Only 300 cars have been ordered in China, and it looks like the US may not either. It says it here. I have no idea. We'll see. I don't know when it comes to the US. I have no idea how the sales are in Europe or in Germany. No idea. And I'm not the market. I'm just one person. We want the cat, or we are leaving. Cat is at my parents since October, and it will be till February. Hey, Lars Peter. Will there be a short story being done this episode? I need a nap. Yes, there will be a short story. Well, maybe a long story. Then new Mercedes E-Class EV, so the EQC, small or whatever they will call it, I don't know, has been spied. It's just a smaller version to the E. Looks nice. Oh, looks nice. Not so gigantic. EQE or EQS, when they pass me, they're gigantic. They're really big. And a Neo Id.7 with 150 kilowatt semi-solid state battery drives 648 miles on a single charge. What was the average speed? 52 miles per hour. Yeah, this is always bad with range tests. So because if it's a private person, I'm totally fine with it. But if it's a manufacturer, you can plan those trips. So you can say, okay, it's going downhill, let's drive a bit faster so we get the average speed up, and then it goes a bit uphill or straight, then you drive a bit slower. And then you can have miles per hour, good average speed, and at least that you can say you have those 1,000 kilometers, 648 miles. That's if this is your goal, and you can do it over and over and over again. So you can, because this is advertising. We drove 1,000 kilometers in our car, but Tesla Model 3 did that also, but with 20 kilometers an hour. So then Volkswagen will bring back physical buttons in new cars. We already know that. ID.2 interior already showed that it will have the normal buttons in there, but it's a bit of a weird layout with the I'm guessing you can press those things, those dials, and turn them, and then you have those 2 screens, and here it's the exact same thing, and then here again normal physical buttons, and I'm guessing up and down and seat heating and stuff like this. Then BYD has started an electric car factory in Europe, in Hungary. It plans to add 3 more, 5 models in Europe, and plans to add 3 more. So it's models, not factories. They want to build that for Europe in those factories. Then we'll look at that Ionity map. Yeah, I was close to a charger of Ionity in Munich on Saturday, and my state of charge wasn't too low, so I didn't charge there. But I could have charged there. It was something new. And it is not in Hank's map yet. Mercedes EQE is same size as Id.7. I'm not saying that Id.7 is small. Not at all. And let's see what we have new around Munich. Is this up here? Still nothing. Still waiting for this Ionity here. I know where we are here. What's up here? Nothing. France is full, Spain is full. Ooh, they're getting charges here finally. That's good. 2 new and 2 here. That's awesome. And Italy is okay. Ooh, look at England. look at that, all the way up here. And Ireland, nothing more. Scotland has a few new ones. Ooh, even up here. Look at that. Norway has 2 more, even on the same look, very close together. And how's Denmark up here? And then Sweden, as always, we look. Ooh, the Sweden thing is done. The one around here. That's nice. That was always in construction for a long time. Even Poland, look at that. And Czech Republic and Poland are getting a few. That's nice. Look at that. Nice, nice, nice. Let's close that. Now you have the Xiaomi SU7. Don't forget that. Yeah, I didn't find any news. I saw it. I saw a video on YouTube, but I didn't found any news on here. I don't know why. Go for Steve. Steve Holt is here. That's nice. Secret News this one looks to give good competition. I haven't seen it yet. Happy New Year, good videos and no problems with Hank, we'll see. Do you know when there will be news regarding Id.7 next time? I'm thinking about the wagon version and 4-wheel drive specs. I was invited to the event where they would show the Id.7 GTX, but I won't be going because I'm at a different event. But it would also be only looking at the car, not driving it. So I'm guessing the car is then till it comes out. Usually it's a driving event and then it comes out. So I'm saying summer for the Id.7 GTX. The wagon was possible to film it already in November, I think. So I'm guessing the wagon will come a bit earlier. I think so. Do you have now you have the Id.7? Do you wish you had got something else? Volkswagen not got good sales. No, we talk about that I'm very, very happy with Hank. Very happy. And how many chargers in Russia? Wait, they do not have electricity yet. I think it's just no connection there. But if it's not going good with sales, that's of course bad for Volkswagen, but it doesn't change my perspective with the car and how I enjoy it. When will the GTX be shown to journalists? I don't think I'm allowed to say that. I'm sorry. That's under embargo. When Volkswagen going to make some good cars with XPeng? I have no idea. I'm not connected so well that they would tell me stuff like this that isn't even being told to other journalists. Yes, but let's talk about a bit of Hank stuff that happened. I thought we'd talk a bit about the delivery. It was an amazing time, the whole December and a bit of before December. So I was in contact with someone at Volkswagen. It was very nice people there. I mean, I know a lot of people now, and they tell me stuff that a normal person maybe doesn't know or cannot ask. So when's the car going to production? What time is it done? What is the vehicle number? Right after the car is being built. So when they know what vehicle number it is, then they told me. And that's very, very, very nice. And I appreciated that very much. Why is the thing not on? And it was amazing because I in the beginning I thought the car could maybe be delivered on December 1st. And time went by and I didn't get any news. And then there was the horrible news. Then I was told that then there was the horrible news that there was even a plan that in end of middle of November the production time. We all know you're not a normal person. That's correct. That's totally correct. So I have to turn that down a bit warm here. So the plan was that middle of November it will be built, and even the time, and then we'll go through different stages. I think 7 stages or so, and it should be done a few days later because it was over the weekend too. Where is the dressing gown? It's cold outside. It's here. In here it's 17.5, 3 degrees outside. I'm okay, and I have the heater on here. And I have 2 little dogs that are so cute. And so that was the thing. I thought it would be December 1st. Then there was the motor problem that was going through the news, that the APP 550 motor has delivery problem, and so production of the ID.4, ID.5 with the new motor in Zwickau was stopped. Then I thought, okay. Then I heard that the Skoda Enyaq, the new one with the new motor, was stopped, and I was like, oh my god! All the motors that they have were going to the ID.7 in Emden, and I thought that's good for me, not for other people. And where was I? But then I heard that even Emden has a problem, and it's possible that ID.7 will be delayed as well, and production was even stopped for 2 days or 3 days because there was a motor shortage. And so the December 1st didn't go, and then I got a new date when the production will start, and it even started really. I got the paint job on the same day, and then the next week the car was done, but the person who was in contact with me about Hank was sick. I didn't get any news. Nobody knew what's happening. And then a week later, on Monday, he contacted me, called me and said, "Your car is finished. Here is your vehicle number." And then okay, now it has to be transported to Wolfsburg, and then the leasing company and everything has to do their stuff. So this can take a while. Let's hope we can do it on the 15th. It's not sure yet. And so I was, oh my god, hopefully this year, because of incentives in Germany and stuff. And also I wanted the car, of course, as early as possible, because hello, that's awesome. And yes, so then the next, with the win so the vehicle number, I could already add the car into my Volkswagen account. I could add it in my app. So I had Walter and Hank in the app already, and it showed me a blue ID.7. No, it didn't show me a car. It couldn't connect. It says you have to be in the car for this procedure to do. Is this our short but ending up long story? It's a long story. There's never a short story with me. You know that. And so I could add that. It was amazing to see that, ooh, ID.7 is in there, and my vehicle number is in there, and I could see the car, like I said, in my Volkswagen account, and there was a blue ID.7 in there, and I could get into the manual. That's why I did the manual video in the live stream that we did. That was awesome to look through the manual and see a few errors that are not in the car and are wrong, and things that are in the manual that are also not in the car. The entry menu is not in the car. I cannot find that. So either this was in a previous software version, or it will be in the next software version. I don't know, but it's not in there. And this is a nice menu, because the entry menu would have used the settings from the last drive. So you get into the car, and when you put it into park, you get this goodbye message. Here you will go into the car, and it will say hello, entry menu, and then it would say one thing, last settings from the last drive, and then the lane assist setting would be the same, on or off. Speed limit warning would be the same, and drive mode and other things, 5-6 things. And you just press it, and whoop, would be the same settings. It would be amazing. But it's not there. And then car is built, everything's fine. I ordered winter tires, of course. And the winter tires then had a delivery problem, and that's why I ordered them with the car, because when I ordered Walter, I didn't order winter tires, and then in November, when I needed them, there were no winter tires, and I thought I'd do this right now, because then I get my winter tires right with the car. But of course, beginning of winter, there's the delivery problem with winter tires, because everybody wants winter tires at the same time, and all ID.7s that are being built are being ordered with winter tires, because people want them delivered with the winter tires so they can drive right away. And then, oh god, do I get the winter tires for the 15th? And then on the 12th of December, I think, I think on the Tuesday, I'm not sure yet, it could be, I think it was the Tuesday, I got the okay, yes, car is ready for delivery on the 15th. And I was, woo, yes, I was very, very happy. And I bought the ticket, or train ticket, a few days before, because I saw the closer I got to the date, the more expensive it got, which makes sense. And so I had to do it, and ordered. I think and I could cancel the trip. I think it would cost 10 euros to cancel the train, and I thought I buy it. It's just to be sure and everything. I planned everything for that Friday. No work. I'm going there. Cindy's home with the dogs. I'm getting what time around. I go in the morning by train, and then we do everything, and then I go home on the same day. Or if I'm dead tired, I'm gonna stay in Wolfsburg and go home the next day. And everything was planned. Then I was waiting for the papers before the delivery was set. So I had to register the car in Passau here to get the license plate and everything. I reserved the license plate first. Ordered the license plate. It was sent home. Then I got the papers, I think also on the Tuesday, where they told me that I get the car. And the next day, exactly, it was true, on Wednesday morning I went to the registration office and did everything. It took 10 minutes. I was so happy that this all worked so fast and so nicely. And I got everything, and then I was ready to go. I had all my stuff, and then Friday drove with the train there, 7.5 hours, a half an hour delay in Hannover, where my train was delayed. The other other two trains were delayed just a few minutes, and I could get everything. And then I got to Wolfsburg. They picked me up. We went to the Autostadt, which this is the big thing where deliveries and a lot of stuff happens. It looks really nice. I was never there. I was in Wolfsburg. I was at the factory, but I wasn't at the Autostadt, so where the deliveries take place. And they do 300 deliveries a day. Oh my God! I brought the plate. I brought the plates up, and I had to register and everything that I'm here, and then I got a time slot when the delivery will take place. And then we went to eat something, and then we went to the delivery, and it was all stressful, and normally you don't have a lot of time to do that. And I don't need that also. What are you gonna do? And then the car was already there, and I just went down, and then you saw the whole delivery thing, and then we drove out, took a few pictures. I drove with two very, very nice Volkswagen people around. We made a little interview, and the video that they made is up in the ID Drivers Club of my delivery with a few questions afterwards. And of course things already have changed. So what I said in that video is most of it is not even the same thing. So what I complained about is not the same, since I drove with the car now for 2 weeks, and when we filmed it, I drove with it for 10 minutes. And but it was an awesome day, and then I drove home. You saw my live stream with the car. It was an amazing drive. So driving home was exactly what I thought the car would be. Quite comfortable. Charging is way better than I thought. I didn't think it would charge that well. Peak of the 192, 191, and then above 100 kilowatt to 64%. And it did it every time. I did another test last weekend, and it really worked. I was really happy. And then, of course, there was stress for the last 2 weeks. First of all, I was a lot at work, even though Christmas and New Year's, because my coworker had 2 weeks off, and so I had to be on in the days where I usually have off. I was still working, and on the other days I was filming with Hank. And you saw most of the videos. I still have a few videos coming that you haven't seen yet, but Patreons already have seen two. One I have to change. I found something that I want to change that I didn't like. So there will be an acceleration video. I did the acceleration test, 0 to 100 and 0 to 180. I did a 1,000 kilometer drive last Monday? When did I do it? Last week sometime. It didn't got TÜV after 3 years. What did you do to the car? I had no problem with the ID.3 at TÜV at all. He didn't find anything that was wrong with the car. Not one little thing. And it was just, where was I? The 1,000-kilometer drive was also amazing. I did the route planner test with it. Then 2 days ago, I did my 130-kilometer range test, 130 kilometers an hour range test again without heat. That it will be interesting how different the consumption is when you don't use heat at all. And the test before, where the range was a bit disappointing to me, I had the heat at 23 degrees and I don't have a heat pump. And I did a full video about the ID software, I think 50 minutes long. I went through everything that you can do in ID software 4.0. Those videos are coming. And then this week, at some point, I want to do Querlenker, both defective of the 45,000 kilometers. Isn't that no, it was the coupling rod that I have. I didn't have anything that was defective at all. Nothing. And I had also 50,000 on it. Yes, I should be 60 now. So, close to 60. Yeah, I have no idea where Walter is. We brought Walter, so it was very rash decision. I came home with Hank on the 15th, on the Friday. The next day, Cindy and I were talking. Yeah, at some point this week, I have to bring Walter to the dealer and they take it back. And then she said, yeah, when are we going to do that? And then whenever we want to. And then we talked about it and I said, well, every day is 15 euros because it's 450 euros a month. And then, what? We go today. And then I called if he's there. And then, yeah, he's there. And then we brought it there. So it was very fast. And then Walter was gone. It was very Band-Aid-like. I brought it there. I put everything out of the car. I bought him both keys. We said goodbye and drove off. And I was more focused on that on the drive home. This will be Cindy's first drive in Hank. Then I was thinking about Walter. And then a few days later, we both were like, huh, it's true. We drove 3 years, 3 months with this car and now it's gone. That's weird. And it was the... my ID.3 dissolves after 3 years. What did he do with the car? I mean, that there's so much stuff broken and I didn't have anything broken. Nothing. Not one little thing is broken in Walter. Not even a plastic thing, not inside, not outside. The only thing that has changed, that they changed, and this was the coupling rods, Kupplungsstange, on both front things because they were in the first edition there was wrong dimension or something. That was the only thing I had. Yes, and yes. So when I ordered or when I thought of if I want the ID.7, I really thought it turns back into a pumpkin. I only have 5 euros per day in the best car I ever drove. That's good. That's good. Yeah. When I thought about getting at the ID.7, I thought, okay, I want it comfortable, and I want more features, and I want the new ID software. I want the new screen. I want to see how that all is, and I think that's it for me. And it did that, and I think the only, I wouldn't say negative, but slight dent in what I thought was the range. So at the 130 kilometers an hour range test, I really expected with the heat 330. And I got 304 on that day. I really thought, yes, the heat will take more power because it's a bigger car and it's not a heat pump. But the drag coefficient and everything, the new motor, it should give me a bit more range than 304. It was a bit, and it was a perfect drive. So there was no acceleration and then slowing down where you lose a lot of energy and heat loss and everything. So more, it was really a good drive. This is the only thing that has a bit of a dent. It's not horrible. It's not a deal breaker for me. Like I said, I did the 1,000-kilometer drive, and I can say that was very nice. So I drove by a charger in Tiersheim City Watt, where in August, exactly when it was warm, I charged with the ID.5 GTX because I couldn't get further. In the great summer above 20 degrees, when I drove with Cindy and Walter to Dresden, we had to charge there, and we arrived with 8%, something like this. Chris, do the trick every Tesla does, put tire pressure to 3 bar. That's true, that's less consumption, but also less surface area of the tire, and then you don't have enough grip. I'm not playing with that, sorry. The safety is more important to me than a bit of range. But like I was saying, so ID3 barely could get there. ID.5 could get there, but it was okay. And both were in the summer, and with the ID.7 in the winter on that day, it was 5 degrees. I had the heat on 23 degrees again. I drove by this charger in the winter, and I was at 25%. So I had 20% more in the battery than in my ID.3 in the summer. And I think the battery is now 33% bigger. Am I right? So if in the summer I should have way more, and so I was happy about that. So so when it comes to range to this, but the range test I did was a bit disappointing, like I said. But this was awesome in a normal drive. A normal drive means you drive 135 or so, but then there's a speed limit of 80 at some point, then there's a construction zone, then you drive behind someone who drives a bit slower, then there's 110, and there's again 135. So your average speed is not 127, like in my range test, it's 118 or 110, something like this. And it achieved that, what I thought the car would do. The 1,000 kilometers went by very fast. You will see that in the video. And even though I didn't drive fast, so my 1,000-kilometer drive is not stressful, as fast as possible. It was comfortable, and I charged when there was a charger. I used the e-route planner, like I said. You will see how that all works and how it is. And yeah, all the rest that I knew of the car, it exceeded my expectations. So charging is way better than I thought. I didn't think it would do 190 kilowatt and stay above 100 kilowatt till 64%. I thought it would do 180, and at 40% it's under 100%, like the ID.5, ID.4 GTX. But it exceeded that. Power, I thought, yes, it has 80 horsepower more than the ID.3, but it weighs 300, what did I wrote it down? 360 kilos more? Yes, 360 kilos more than my ID.3. So Walter, I measured Walter at a scale, and I measured Hank on a scale, and it's 360 kilos more, and I thought with that 80 horsepower more it will be exactly the same, but no, it accelerates faster, especially at higher speed. So from 100 to 180 is way better than in Walter. In Walter, above 120 acceleration, there was not a lot going on, and now it's not Tesla power, of course. It's not 500 horsepower, but it's more than I thought it would be. So that was amazing. Then comfort, I knew it was comfortable, but it's more comfortable than I thought. Noise level, it is quieter than most cars, but I can't say if it's quieter than the ID.3. But I'm also driving with the winter tires all the time, and I'm not sure. Where was I? Then infotainment system has more things in there that I like every day and that I use every day. Of course, there's annoyances in there as well. You saw it in the other video, but they're not big. I don't get any error messages. I have a few mistakes found in the software that shouldn't happen, but it's not a big deal. It's not something big. Tiny little things. Like with the massage function, when it's on full intensity, it doesn't do it for 30 minutes. Whoa, then do it on half intensity and it's fine. How much torque I think it's 545. No, that was the GTX, I think. I have no idea. And so driving Hank every day is really nice, and I enjoy it. Oh, I have now travel assist. I haven't. Walter didn't have travel assist, and since I have it, I use it all the time. Even driving to work, I have it on the whole time. I barely steer myself, and it works really well. I enjoy it a lot. So let's go through what you have said there. Where are we? Normal person. Where is the dress gown? We did that. Wouldn't it be wonderful if Volkswagen could also be communicate with normal customers? Well, you can't do that. You cannot tell every person all the infos. It's too much when you have 10 million people ordering cars. I know I have a bit of an advantage here because I know a few people and they're very nice to me, but not everyone. It's the same as if you go to a restaurant and if you know the boss of the restaurant and get a good table, not everyone can get a good table, the best table or something. That's just how it is. As Hank has software 4.0, has Volkswagen said how any future updates will be put on over the air or dealer? I have no idea. I hope over the air and I hope it works better, but I have no idea. We'll see. But as far as I know, Volkswagen and the car just came out. So this is since November, I think, or the middle of the November, ID.7 delivery started. So this is the first car coming out with ID software 4.0. I doubt there will be an update till fall of 2024 unless there's a problem. I don't think there will be, maybe not even in 2024. And except for new features, I don't have the need for anything. Very informative channel. Thank you very much, Stick. Yeah, you hear that all the time, I'm guessing. My ID.3 has 163,000 kilometers now. Drove to France last week. DC charging was painful on this trip one single time. I got 105 kilowatt for a while. Other than that, it was mainly between 60 and 80. Why? I never have had problems with Walter on a long distance trip. Never. Even in the coldest winter, yes, on the first maybe, but then battery was warm enough that I always, well, 100 kilowatt was back then was the peak. And then, so always under 15% plug in and warm battery. I never had a problem. And I never had a problem in the summer when I drove a long distance at all, because I just drive 130. You would drive 90 or so, maybe. I don't know. Only time I saw 120 kilowatt with my ID.3 was in a hot summer trip in France. What do you guys all do with your car? You're not driving? Use the power a bit. And I'm not meaning YOLOing. I mean, if you drive 50, yes, the battery doesn't get warm. But if you drive 100, 120, it should get warm. Even in not hot, but then it should be warm enough that when you plug in, it should be warm up with charging, and the next charging stop should be warm. Huh. Where are we? That trip to Norway, it was cold getting every stop, even below 10%, but then like 150 kilowatt was fine too. Not that big of a deal. Quiz do the trick every Tesla does. We did that. With the way Volkswagen promoted the big efficiency gains with the new APP 550, I expected it would be a little more efficient than your ID.3. It was more efficient. If you have watched the video, of the especially of the charging where I showed that. I did a winter test in the ID.3 when it was very new. It was 4 months old or so, and in that video I got with 130 kilometers an hour range test, I got 200 kilometers in only I drove from I think 95% to 2%, and in the last few percent I had to slow down so I get to the charger. So it was an estimation 200 kilometers, it could be less. And I had a average consumption of 270 watt hours per kilometer, and in the ID.7 was 240. And I always have to think and totally clear that in the ID.7 there's a bigger area that has to be heated. So I'm guessing, I know that heat will be just higher consumption. Your top 3 favorite things about ID.7: comfort, new software, travel assist. Yeah. It's maybe and massage. Yeah, dude, the seat massage function I use all the time. I will keep my ID.3 as long as possible, but I won't buy an MEB car again after this experience. Oh, I'm so sorry. Everyone's disappointed. I was never. I'm sorry. And I know I sound like a total Volkswagen fanboy, and I bought another Volkswagen, but I only had problems with Walter in the first 2 months, and the only big problem was the 12-volt battery problem. Other than that, yes, the over-the-air updates were horrible, but I didn't have a problem. I didn't have error messages, nothing broke. I always had great charging. I never had a problem with Walter. Yes, the battery heating was in the beginning better. I liked it way better when it heated up to 13 degrees, but the consumption was higher. Crazy that such a new car doesn't have heat pump and also doesn't have scavenge either. You can have heat pump on the ID.7. I just didn't choose to order it. And the scavenging has pros and cons. If you scavenge heat from the battery, that means that the battery gets cold, and if you then want to charge fast on the next charger, you're heating up the battery, so you're wasting the energy again. If you're not charging, if you're just going somewhere, then scavenging is amazing. Volkswagen had had many years to not incorporate better, more efficient technology, but don't. It's also a choice. How much do you have to invest so this works, and do people really want it? And then you make a choice, and then yes or no. And I guess they said no. Battery and motor cooling can connect. 545 Newton had the RP5. Yeah, I thought so. Did I say that? Maybe I try a charging test due to Tesla sponsoring one charge. Unfortunately, after the short distance, not heating battery update, even 200 kilometers highway with 120 was not enough to get above 90 kilowatt. Really? I never had that problem. Really? So when I did long distance trip with Walter in the winter, and I drove around 130, not 180, 130 for 150 kilometers, I got the 100 kilowatt to 130 then. Doing more charges helps here with the ID.3 in the winter. Yep, we did that. In MEB cars with software 3.0, you can use OBD2 car scanner app to see battery temperature. That's true. Yo-yo drive it to 50 when you get higher. Yes, and I did that. You can YOLO it. It's just annoying, and it takes a lot of energy out, but you can do it. But I only did it once to test. I never did it on a long distance trip. Sorry, I just came in. Just want to say I miss ID.3, really good car. We changed to Zoe because we usually use public charging, 22 kilowatt, no charger at home. But if 77 kilowatt are a good price, we'll buy it. Okay. What's the best temperature start at a charge at 10%? I think it was 25 degrees, around that. Heat pipe is a hyped thing. Hyped. Heat pipe just means less consumption for heat through the year. There will be parts where it's not that efficient. There will be parts where it's very efficient, but you save. You have more range, and that's if you want that. It's not saving you any money, but it's a comfort thing. So if you say I need 20-30 kilometers more range on a long distance trip, this is important to you, go get it. I decided against it. And that's why. This week outside temp 6 degrees, I charged Skoda Enyaq at 154 of the Yo drive battery to 27 degrees. It depends how long you drive before, so even without YOLOing, you should get the top speed. There should be no problem. I think. Yeah, this week I wanna film Hank the light at some point. Then at some point I wanna put maybe time for the light game. Yeah, it's a good idea. Where's my window, by the way? did I close that? Then I want to fold the seats and see if I can lay in there, if there's enough space to lay down and maybe sleep. I'm not going to do that, but I want to see. Consumption. Did it not overheat? Nah, doesn't overheat at all. The cooling of MEB platform cars was always very good. I never heard anything about overheating, just about having a cold battery. And that is now, and by the way, the in ID software 4.0, the preheating going to a charger is very nicely done. Very nicely done. And I did... when I did an acceleration test, by the way, yeah, I have to the Patreons, the power reduction in my acceleration test that was shown, I think that was from preheating the battery, YOLOing a bit to get the battery up to temperature that I wanted on the second time, and then I did the acceleration test, and then acceleration test at 0 to 180 in German, and then I did it in English, and then I got a power limit above 130 because it was just all too warm. I think it was because of that. But I already found out the battery doesn't have to be warm to get full power out of the motor, and you also don't have to be above 80% to get full power out of the motor. That's awesome. I like that. It was the same in my ID.3, and you don't have to be in sport mode too. So you can just drive. Hi, do you think in summer will be highway range around 420 kilometers? I think over 400 kilometers, not at a constant speed of 130. If then there has to be speed limits to construction and stuff like this, then 400 kilometers could work, but then 100% too very low. But if you can drive 120, 130 all the time, I don't think 400 kilometers will go. And if you need a bit of cooling, heat, and you don't want to drive down under 10%, then not. I would say 350, something like this. But I noticed on my trip, the 1,000 kilometers, it's just way less charging than in my ID.3 in the winter. It's way faster. Sometimes way too fast for me when I film something and you have to go to pee, and then I film everything in German and then English or the other way around, and I have to take a picture and do this, and then oh my god, I have to leave. It's a bit stressful. I believe that the heat pump is cooling in summer. Why do you have then AC? I know that you have an extra AC element. 100 kilometers per hour range test. No, there won't be. There will be a high power test at some point. I want to do that. I want to go on the highway and drive as fast as possible the whole time. And if it's 180, it's 180, just to see how it is without heating the battery or heating the motor or anything. This is so high power drive that will come at some point. But I doubt that I can drive 180 for a very long time. Björn would charge to 55% and go. That's true. With the ID.7, I will go to 64% and go. The problem in Germany right now, in Norway, I'm sure you can do that, but I noticed this in Germany, there are not too many chargers. There are 100 kilowatt chargers, 150 kilowatt chargers, 175 kilowatt chargers, and then there's one charger, not four, and I wanted to charge at a 300 kilowatt charger and at least 4 stalls, so I can be sure it's working. And this doesn't work in Germany right now. You have to choose, do I want this or the one 50 kilometers away? And it has to be on your route. So there are other chargers, but then you have to go out of your way and go back on something. But on your highway, right on the highway, so maybe a kilometer away or so, it's a problem. I will do a battery capacity test on my car tomorrow. Will be the first 100% charge over several months. That's cool. Just do it Sunday mornings. The Autobahn are empty normally. No, they're not. I have driven my 1,000 kilometer drive I did at 5:30 a.m. And yes, it's a bit more empty, but it's then it's also dark. And when it's dark, the video doesn't show too much. You just see black in a bit of a road. That would be a bit boring. And when you drive 180, you're done very fast. So let's say I drive if even 200 kilometers. But with 180, that means I'm done after 1.5 hours. And at 7, it's still dark. I want to do it when it's daylight so people can see something. And it's more about passing and stuff like this, because driving constant 180, consumption will be low. Not that bad. Just we did that. I had Walter next to me in the ferry waiting line today. Drum brakes on rear wheels are genius to prevent rust. Yes, but they always got stuck. So I had with Walter, after a year or so, I noticed that a lot of times, even in the summer, so it was not freezing, that when he was standing a while and I drove on, then they were stuck. So it was doof, and then I drove. But then I drove on. I braked for one time strong, and it was all fine then. Don't do it on main Autobahn A81 from Heilbronn to Würzburg, for example. Don't do it or do it? Heilbronn, Würzburg, that's a bit far away. I'm not doing that. Hello, what about home charging when it's cold outside, like -10? How much energy goes to battery heating? Björn made video where 16% energy went battery heating. It would be interesting. Thanks. If you charge at home at 11, well, we don't have -10 here, so that's hard to do. In my garage, I would say it never goes under 0 degrees. If you just charge at home, 11 kilowatt charger will have heat loss, of course, because battery is warming up. But if you don't preheat the battery somehow, you will not have, and you cannot preheat in the Id.7, by the way, when you're charging. And so there won't be a lot of loss. I don't think 16%, that would be a bit much if for just loss. I did a charging test once, but it wasn't amazingly scientific. Like everything I do. Isn't everything I do scientific? I had the stuck brake thing also with my former cars with disc brakes. Happens mainly when it was wet. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It just rusts a bit and then you drive on. I had it so bad in a Corsa once in winter that the wheel wasn't spinning for a few kilometers because the road had a tiny bit of snow on it, and at some point it finally got off. Autobahns like A8 or A7, the lower numbers are fuller than the higher numbers. I think because those are connection streets. Oh, yeah, we just go on and drive and see it because it's not scientific and it's not a range test, it's not a consumption test, it's just for fun to see how it is. Heat load from AC chargers could be fed back into the battery. What? Heat loss? Ah. I think when you have a loss in the charger, you can measure that. Of course, you can see how much, but I don't think it will be that much. 16% sounds very high. I had this number with a 2 kilowatt charger, but not with an 11 kilowatt charger. With AC, so 3-phase. And the best was Ionity. If the car is not cooling itself, then you have a lot of heat loss. Is there anything else? I will end a bit earlier today. We have to do the light game very fast because I have to work tomorrow. Yeah, the first time in a few days. Yay. Let's be happy. But let's play the light game. We have 111 people here. Only 34 likes. I shake my head in disbelief. Let's do this together. I will count down from 3 to 0 and then we all press the like button at the same time. Come on, you have your phone or your tablet or anything in your reach. Just get to the stream and press like at the same time. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1, and like. Let's see, 35 likes. Are you planning a long trip next summer? Example, Italy or Spain or maybe Turkey? It would be interesting to see how the car behaves in plus 35 degrees high temperature. We have above 30 sometimes. I'm not planning a special trip. If there is something I have to go, I will go to Hamburg in a few months for an event. I will not go, I doubt I will go to Spain, Italy or Turkey. If then I'm sure I will do a range test and maybe another endurance test at high temperatures. But MEB platform cars were always very good with cooling, so there was never an overheating problem. In the motor, yes, when you accelerate fully for a long time, so if you do 10, 15 YOLOs, the motor gets warm, and then 73 likes, by the way. And then you get power limit, but the battery had always had good cooling. Good thing it has no glass roof. No, I didn't want that. It's horrible with the camera thing, and I don't need that. It's behind my head anyways, and I don't want to see this. I want to see this. This I don't care. I'm not going through the mountains and looking up there. I have to drive, so it doesn't do anything for me. And this and 1,600 euros for a roof that with a button you make it transparent or not. I didn't see the point in this, and I'm glad I could order it without the roof. Very glad about this. But I think we're done for today. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching Hank's videos. They're doing extremely well. This will be December will be a great month for battery life. We're getting to the. Do you have an OBD? I do. I have an OBD 2.11 and it connects to Hank after 3 or 4 minutes. It takes a very long time, but I cannot get into a control unit to change anything. And I have contacted OBD 11 and they're on it. Will she? And glass roof is additional weight. Really? It's heavier than the normal one. I have no idea. Do you know when Id.7 Tourer will be released? No idea. I would say the next 3 to 4 months. Something like this. Have a great week, everyone. That's true. He's right. 81 likes. We didn't get to 100. That's okay. I played the game very, very late. So I will turn off the heat here. I will get my pups and we're gonna go down. Oh yes, the December multiplier. What? December multiplier? No, I just had a lot of views and a lot of videos with Hank and a lot of interest. That brought the channel up big time. Way more views, way more income, way more new subscribers. We're getting to almost 30,000 on the English channel very soon. Where are we? The German one almost at 4,000. Earning half of what the English channel is doing. Only 178 subscribers to be at 30,000 subscribers on the English one. I had 241,000 views this month, 21,000 watch hours, 526 more subscribers this month, and that's awesome. Björn said December is the month for income. Really? I have no idea. Maybe people don't have anything to do. I don't know. For me, that has no impact. Tomorrow, second Monday of the week. I don't know what that means. But okay, I'm gonna go. You all take care. Maybe I'll see you next week. I'm not sure. If I do a lot with Hank, then no, and I'm totally tired. If not, then I'm here. But I will. I'm getting I had the Volvo XC40 for 3 weeks now. It will be picked up on Friday. I did a video today, and then it will be exchanged for the Volvo C40 single motor for 2 weeks, and then I get the Ioniq 6. And what planned in the future, by the way, with the Id.7 is, like I said, light, laying down in the car. What did I say? Power drive. Volkswagen has sold 1171 cars in 2023. That's okay. In Europe or all over the world. And then I want to do a video with Matthias and his Model Y, drive and comparison in consumption. I don't know anyone who has a Model 3, so I can't do it. I only know one with a Model Y. And then when the Ioniq 6 is here, I'm going to do Ioniq 6 against Id.7 video, of course. That will be interesting. Then Matthias will drive the Ioniq 6, I will drive the Id.7, or we change, we'll see. And then we'll see what we get. And charging wise, of course, Ioniq 6 will but that's okay. Okay, that's it for me for today. You all take care. Like I said, maybe I see you next week. Getting late in the car, exactly. Till then, bye.